in the AM World Combat Sports. Back at it. You already know. Back on this boulevard on deck. USMC retired. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking the camo green today. You know what I'm saying? Out for a bit. I just want to touch on some some topics and some feedback. You know, not all of it's negative. We seem to address the negative before the positive. But I want to give a big shout out to those who support the channel and give me feedback behind the scenes on the topics that I discuss on the tube. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everyone's morning is going great. I see there's still confusion dealing with the fight weekend and the results. Who's this? First in the building, who is it? I'm driving, so I'm trying to pay attention. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing, first in the building. Salute to your blunts. What's good? The gold is on deck. Great video. I like the video you put out. You know what I'm saying? You need to put out more videos like that. It's well done. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can't put out a video. It was well done, well put together. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get down to it a bit. Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease on deck. What's good? Salute to you, Mr. Sucker Free on deck, man. James on deck. I see you. So it's Monday morning, the start of the week. You know how I like to do. You know, hopefully everyone's week is going great. Big shout out. I'm in the moving headquarters. You know, and we want to get to what just happened, Saturday, and why it's just causing all this chaos and confusion. I want to take it back prior to the fight. When it was prior to the fight, I wasn't getting the same uproar. Like if you rocking with them, you rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it all the way, keep it all the way a hundo throughout. Even when they fight, you got to keep that same energy a hundo. If you rocking with your fighter, cool, but be willing to see both sides of the performance. When you get up here and act like everybody that's going against your favorite fighter is a hater, I don't know what to tell these dudes. Like, they so quick to call another fighter a hater. They so quick to call another content, creator. There's some haters out there when it comes to content creators, though. I can't even hold you on that, but I'm just saying, just because people are not supporting your favorite fighter, how are they a hater? That doesn't make any sense at all, man. It doesn't make any sense at all. If someone's opinion or what they seen play out in front of them and it's not in accordance to what you seen, like the way you all assess that fight, you had different results, they're respected. It shouldn't have to be anything freaking personal. You know what I'm saying? This YTC, man, the mental health in this YTC is crazy. This YTC mental health shit is crazy, man. That's why I can't be on here all the time, man. I just have to look at other combat sports because there's so much more to learn. So Devin Haney won. Like I said, it was a close fight. Taking nothing away from him. He did as much as he could possibly do. He went in there and fought. He he wasn't playing it safe, they fought. One man had to lose. Team Lomachenko, said they're gonna petition. Whatever they choose to do, man, it's whatever. I don't get into all that. You know what I'm saying? Who should petition who and all this other crap. I just don't care, because at the end of the day, these judges, I always told you all, they're going to be the influencer. It's all up to the third man in the ring, the 3 judges, and the commission for this to play out, and the promotion. But that third man in the ring will always have influence. So you can't get extremely upset that stuff happened the way it did in the Rolly fight and Barroso. And the fact, like, Dave Moretti had the scorecards the way he did. If they don't hold these referees accountable for a point gap or 2 on the scorecards, it's almost like a moral thing. They don't give a damn about morals. So if you have a referee that's a bit different than the other refs, that's what he's seen. They can't suspend the man because he didn't see what every other judge saw. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way it's going to work. Just because he didn't see what the other judges saw, it's not going to work. Seriously, it's not going to work. Real talk. It's unfortunate. It is not going to work, y'all. There are individuals that hold these judges accountable. But the weight for which they've been held accountable, who knows, man? It's so light. Real talk, it's so light. I was just thinking, right, on how many fights Lawrence Cole has been a part of as a third man in the ring. Excuse me, I'm in the Atlanta Raceway. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the Atlanta Raceway this morning. You come down here, it's best you purchase an 82 Honda Accord, because these people can't drive, insurance through the roof. But getting back to the third man in the ring, right? I just look at all the fights that Lawrence Cole's been a part of, and how I took a picture with him the first time. People had to pull me aside and say, hey, you just took a picture with, that's Lawrence Cole, he's the worst referee in boxing and all that, right? So, I go through and start doing the research, and it's not just the referees, it's the judges. But Lawrence Cole is the same one that was refereeing Vasily Lomachenko and Orlando Salido. He's the same one that allowed Salido to get away with extreme amount of dirty tactics. And Lomachenko would go on to lose that fight, but Lawrence Cole was the referee of that fight. And my point for saying that is, when it comes down to any other them secondary influences, the referees, the judges, they will always determine. It don't matter what performance this fight put on. It don't matter what performance they put on. At the end of the day, if they want that other fighter to win, like Rolando Romero, that's who's going to win. No doubt about it. That's who's going to win, man. It's going to be disappointing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be disappointing. We're going to have to get over it. It's going to be disappointing. But that's just the way it is in the sport of boxing. I don't agree with people acting as if this was one of the worst in boxing history. No, I don't see it as that at all. The fight was close. I ain't gonna lie. The fight was close. The fight was close, man. It's not the worst decision ever. Not even close in my opinion. It's not the worst I've seen. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't even use the word worse to describe this. You know, everybody getting mad at Nelly, and you know, here go, you know, other black people, just because Nelly spoke up, you making him way more important than he's been in the last year. Just the fact that he spoke on it the way he did, now the boxing community want to pick up what Nelly said, because I did, but I'm not dogging the man out. I just put up there, I just put him on the thumbnail because he says he's not going to spend a penny, you know what I'm saying, on boxing, and that's his choice. I don't know how much of an avid fan that Nelly is, but people getting all disturbed from his comment. It's crazy. Stop it, man. I mean, are people in an outrage, you know, at the beer can that was thrown at Bill Haney's head? I mean, that's a real thing, right? That's reality. It's more racing, boy. That's a reality, bro. Like, that is a reality right there. Did you get mad when that person threw that beer can and hit Bill in the head? Well, you all irate. It should be freaking thumbnails talking about that rather than what Shakur Stevenson did. Hey, Shakur ain't did nothing different than any other fighter that won a challenge. He wasn't drunk when he got into the ring. He went over there and he thought it was going to be his moment. But once again, black people can't face off. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't seize the moment. You know what I'm saying? Fighters can't get it. It's always clout chasing, dick riding, and all this other bullshit you hear all the time when it comes to black on black, especially when it comes to a competition like this. You know what I'm saying? I just look at it like there's a whole lot of other collateral situations to deal with this fight in the aftermath. You know, Devin won the fight. I thought Lomachenko edged him out. I'm saying, per the judges, Devin won the fight. I don't feel mad about it or nothing. I truly don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad that he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? The judges did what they have to do. I told you all. The little small shit. Lomachenko was the one that said the judges was paid off when he fought Teofimo Lopez. You think they never forgot that? Hell no, they ain't never forget it. I'm just putting it out there, dog. Like, that could have been a reason why, you know, some people thought Loma won the fight but didn't win the fight. It all depends. I don't know. And I'm definitely not here to go back and forth in a tirade of emotions and people saying, man, you know Devin won the fight, man. Listen. Man, come on now. I don't know anything. I know what I said. I know what I mentioned. I stand on what I mentioned. But just because I don't have the favorite decision to go in the favor of one black fighter, it does nothing for my blackness, and none of you other people can persuade me otherwise. None of y'all. Y'all always try to make it about black and white whenever it's freaking convenient. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that put up there the two tree stumps is gonna be, you know, right there sitting heavy leading up to this fight. I'll never lose to a white boy. And that whole situation where Lomachenko said his shoulder was messed up. His shoulder was messed up. And the judges was paid off. You feel me? I definitely made it a point to highlight that. But other people just looking at it like, Well, all of a sudden, it's a grand robbery. It's a heist. It's not. It wasn't a robbery. That's just the how boxing plays out sometimes. You know, that's just how boxing plays out at the end of the day. You know, congratulations to Haney for getting the victory. I just want to see who he fights next. If you're too big for the weight class, definitely don't lose your belts on the scale. I don't want to see black fighters seeming desperate because they got titles to keep on losing their belts on the scale. I don't want to see that too often. I mean, I know it's a games it's a conscious decision to make the bag. I understand that. It's a conscious decision to keep the bag, but yet your health is at stake. If you go in there and you take a L, then it's all bad. Like Teofimo down, team Teofimo, they always used to talk about, you know, how tough it was for them to cut weight. And then, you know, somehow he got sick or whatever, stayed down there at 135, ended up losing his titles. And then Shakur at 130, you know, he tried to make the weight, couldn't, dropped his belt on the scales. But instead of him losing that last part of his weight, he was able to go in there and beat Conseil, even though the belts wasn't on the line. I just don't want, you know, fighters just, even Errol Spence. If indeed you're incapable of making 147, okay, go to 154, because, you know, I don't want to hear all these grown ass adults running around in Huggies the next day on live with a pacifier in their mouth talking about, well, you know, he weight drained. No, you have the decision to move up to 154. If you choose not to, then that's your own decision. That's on you. That's on your conscience. That's not on my conscience. You know what I'm saying? That goes for any one of these fighters. Like they choose to. And Devin looked big in that ring. But Loma looked fast. In sharp combinations, he looked fast. And look, shout out to Blood Boxing, man. You know, his video that he did on Film Study was superb. You know, I looked at the fight and was able to see some fine details, you know, that he pointed out. And I really don't get into the commentary. You know why? Because I've heard it in person. I've heard the commentary in person. I already know how these guys are. I've been in several fights where I heard them in person. So just because they're maintaining a job and they're favoring a certain fighter, I don't care about none of that. Why am I gonna bitch and complain about what Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley say? When Andre Ward, the same one on deck, to say, oh, Deontay Wilder, he really don't want that smoke with Fury in a rematch. He don't want that smoke. Wasn't he the one who said that? Wasn't he the one? Then Timothy Bradley come back on here and apologize to Crawford after he made those comments on Crawford. I mean, come on, bro. The shit happens all the time. This shit ain't new. If you ain't new to it, stay true to it. Stop coming here with all that soft shit. Man, Timothy Bradley them and Andre Ward is gonna talk their talk. You ain't signing their checks. You ain't signing their checks. So the words that some of the controversial, you know, extremely biased stuff that you hear them say, man, don't get all mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get all mad about it. Just take it as them just doing their job. You know what I'm saying? They just doing their job, man. Come on, Paulie. Paulie was controversial too over there at PBC. But he ended up being removed. It happens all the time, y'all. Stop acting like this is something new, man. This shit ain't new. You always have one or two that they really rub people the wrong way. But you're talking about two Hall of Famers, two guys who laced up, and believe me, if I was in a position and I've earned what they earn, I just strictly tell the fans, I don't care what you think. If you disagree with it, cool, you disagree with it. But it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is. Like, you're not going to change the decision. Y'all was downplaying the fight anyway. When Tank and Garcia was going on, you know, y'all sit up here and say, well, you know, his pay-per-view is much cheaper than Davis's. Okay, true words. But then the fight ended up picking up steam on fight week, and people really start paying attention, like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? This is picking up well. You know, you got a little buzz here. All right, press conference. And then the weigh-ins, boom, pushed them. Everybody start chirping. Like little Tweety birds waiting for mama to come home with the food. Oh my God. I cannot believe you brought me bird seeds. This is domestic. You know, I like natural stuff, premium. You couldn't find any geckos? You know what I'm saying? People up there tripping, dog. Like this man has did something that's never been done in boxing. And then Lomachenko said, okay, I felt his power. I got him. But, you know, he fought a valiant fight. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, both fighters fought a valiant fight. Lomachenko was emotional because he said his son called him several times that day and said, and knew. And that's what family's supposed to do. They're supposed to be supportive of their father or their mother or whatever, right? Not everybody can win. But in this particular case, it would have been fair for a draw and for them to come back around and have another rematch. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be back on a little later, man. I gotta bounce. Appreciate everyone. Hey, what's going on, player? I be who I be. Swar Jones, Blunts. I'll be back on a little later, man. Y'all hit the like button. We definitely gonna chop it up again. I'm out.